Any questions for these lovely ladies? Yes, sir.
This is a question for Anisha, but first of all, I want to say, Ali, I've not heard of you before tonight, but if you ever come to San Francisco to do a show, I will be there because you're hilarious.
Oh, thank you! Thank you so much!
Yeah.
And Anisha, so I was actually surprised. I kind of wish they picked different clips for the outsourced clip because that's from the pilot.
Right.
And they had the sort of soft-spoken gag, which went away pretty quickly, and you developed Madhuri into a character with like hopes and dreams and a whole different, much more developed character. I want to know, did you have any input in that sort of thing, and are they writing things for you? Because you're basically comedy gold and can steal an entire episode with one line.
Oh my God, that's very sweet.
Can everyone hear the question?
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Well, they definitely wrote, I don't know if you saw the episode where Gupta dances and then I sing, but that episode, actually the seed of it came from the fact that Ken Kwapis, who's one of our producers as well, he's directed several of our episodes, he heard a song that I sang on a CD and he was like, oh my God, we have to write this into the show. And so he talked to Robert Borden, our writer, and I guess one of our writers, and they kind of came up with that idea along with the other several amazing writers that we have on our show. So yeah, they definitely write to our strengths, I think, which is good.
Any other questions? No. Oh yes.
So, like, if you wanted to be an actress or comedian tomorrow, what's the first thing you should do? If you live in the Bay Area.
If you live in the Bay Area, the first thing you should do, well, I would say, I don't know what the open mic scene is like here now, but you should definitely go to an open mic and just sign up on the list and write some jokes beforehand. I think it's good to spend some time writing jokes before you get up at the open mic, and then just go, instead of just going up there and doing nothing. And winging it, because then, no one will laugh, and you'll want to go home and eat your feelings, and it'll end up, in consequence, you won't fit your pants 2 months later, and then, anyways. So, I would say just go up at an open mic. I don't know, but just, Google the open mic stuff, nights in San Francisco. There used to be one at a cafe that was like a laundromat / cafe south of Market, and that might still exist.
This is where homeless people were jerking off in the back?
Exactly.
Okay.
So you have a lot to look forward to. I wanted to plug one thing before, because I feel like you basically asked that, right? Did you? About plugging something?
Oh yeah, I was like, I was gonna ask,
what are we up to?
Yeah, what are you guys up to?
So just one thing I want to plug. I did just book a recurring role on a new Fox show called Breaking In, and I play Christian Slater's assistant, and it airs April 6th. So yeah, I'm not in every episode, and I have a very small part, but please watch it so that it stays on air and I stay employed. Thank you.
Anisha, when does Outsourced on?
Well, we have new episodes. I know the last couple of weeks we've had reruns, but we have a new episode coming up next Thursday, and new episodes until May 12th, I think. So keep watching.
Yes.
I'm working on a cartoon right now. I drew a lot of the pictures and wrote it with my friends, and they drew a lot of pictures too. I just put some clips online recently. And it's a cartoon called The Misguided Guide to the Origin of Everything. And what it is it's a really fun fables show that kind of creates new fables for how a lot of things come about. So check that out. It's on YouTube. www.youtube.com/user/Tran, which is like my name, THUTRAN.
Well, that's great. If there are any other questions, and if not, then I guess oh yeah.
Yeah, so your family's obviously impacted you and you're inspired by them. What's it like when they see your work or attend your performances? Is it they laugh out loud because they truly are humor it, or they laugh because they want to influence other people to laugh with you, you know, at your performance?
Oh, my parents are very confused. They like it, I guess, because I'm in it, and they think that's cool. My cousins are super psyched about. They always like brag about me, which is cool. But they're like my age, so the family members who are younger get it, you know, and it's cool. My grandma. She doesn't know what it is really yet. But that's okay, you know. They don't really speak English that well, and they think it's weird, or I don't know. They have no idea what's going on or what we're talking about. But they support it. They love me.
Ali?
Oh, you know, my family's really, really supportive, especially if they're just really supportive. And if they haven't come to shows in a while because they all, you know, all my siblings have kids and my parents are like really old, so they don't come. But when they did come to shows, they'd laugh and they'd always, you know, tell me that I was the best, and then they're really, really great and supportive and sweet.
Yeah, my folks are extremely supportive. My mom is like the outsourced website queen. She like, I don't know, she
My mom knows
looks
about the
up,
internet.
She looks up everything. She sends me emails daily about updates on what's going on that I don't even know about. Like, it's really weird. And
I
one
bet she has a Google.
I was gonna say that. That's probably what she does.
Yeah.
She sent me the most interesting thing the other. I think it was like when we first started. It was like a month after we first started. She sent me an email, and the subject was "You'll get a kick out of this," and it's just the website, and the website was fuckyeahtoddandmaduri.com. And I was like, my mom just sent me a website that has fucking in it. I was more shocked by that than anything else. It's really amazing that she's so involved and invested in what I'm doing. I feel very lucky. It's good.
Yes.
I have a question about using accents, like Asian accents. Like, I find the cadence of my mother's voice and her dialect and her accent to be very funny, and it makes people laugh a lot. But then I sort of wonder, am I directing people to then laugh at my mother's culture? So I wonder, has that ever played into your acting in
Anisha?
comedy?
No, I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I mean, I think everybody thinks their parents are funny. You know, whether you have accents or you don't, you know, everybody finds some things that their parents do completely hysterically weird. So I you know, that's just.
And for Ali, do you ever play any of the accents and what have
I
you?
don't, and it's like it is a deliberate choice, mostly because first of all, I don't do it that well. Second of all, my parents. My mom came in 1960, which is very rare for Vietnamese people. Most of them came in 1975 and higher. So she doesn't have an accent at all. She hardly has an accent. And then my dad grew up here, she doesn't have an accent. So I don't have a really good accent. The other thing is that I find accents so funny, but for stand-up comedy, like it's really, especially for like Asians, it's very cliche. It's such a cliche now because of all of the comics before who have really done it, and they've done it so well. And it's like I just don't do it organically because it's not funny to me because I don't do that well, and it's played in terms of, you know, Asian accents.
Right. I mean, I guess like your family doesn't. They speak, you know, with an American accent, so to speak, and a lot of the previous comedians have made fun of it, and part of it is because it's, you know, at home, that's what they're hearing, and they're commenting on their world. And in your world, I guess it's not.
Yeah.
Not so prevalent.
And it's hilarious to me, but it's just not what I do because I can't do it that well. But it's also not something that I find particularly funny. If it came out of my mouth, I don't find it funny. But you know, it's not my strength. So the strength for me really is just talking about human relationships.
Yeah. My parents barely speak English, so they have really thick accents. I used to be a lot better at imitating them when I was younger, but I just did it for my friends because they thought they would because they were black and they did the whole black girl thing, and so I did the Asian girl thing. So we related and became friends like that. But my mom. My mom is very funny, and it's not even like her like being like broken English or anything like that. Like my mom is like very good at like making me feel guilty about not calling her enough. So she like talks in this really crazy voice, and it's more like, it's not even like Asian. It's more like 50s falsetto singer, you know, where it's all like, hi, Toad, it's Mom. Oh, you miss me? I miss you. And you have fun? Call me back! and that would be it. She would just do that. I'd call her and be like, Mom, I'm fine.
Well, I think, you know, in regards to that question, that's hilarious. I think my mom does the same thing. No. I think, you know, what we heard, especially from Ali, is that I feel personally that we may be in what we would call a post, you know, Asian American experience, if you will. And so, you know, people like Ali who are disconnected to the, you know, the environment of people that did speak with accents, what have you. We have now, you know, I feel like we're going into a post-Asian American movement. You can also see it in the films. In the films that are coming out, for quite a while, it was purely the Asian American identity issue. And it just got to a point, it was like, okay, fuck, let's move on. You know, yes, there is a profound need for it, but I think that we now need to move on and onto other issues. And I think also with the accent thing, you know, like the comedians that came before, they spoke about that issue, and now I feel like people are moving forward from that. Like Outsourced is also that. People have that accent, but it's, you know, the issue is beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
Do you consider yourself avant-garde, or how do you feel about that word?
That word's pretty cool. I like that. Thank you.
I just want to say I'm a big fan of two, and when I first saw, I'm a huge fan of Pee-wee's Playhouse, and it was I always regret that show didn't go on longer, and I felt like that this was like the answer to all of my prayers and dreams. If you guys haven't watched Food Party, it's really, really amazing.
It is hilarious.
And you should watch all of it. It's so great.
Yeah, that thing that they showed, we're so much better than that. There's like sound is good, you know, like everyone had their own mic. It's good. Yeah.
Actually, how did you come up with a couple of those the characters like Mitt Dude and?
Oh yeah, it's kind of stupid how a lot of the things get named, you know, because sometimes I'll make something, or like my friend will make something, and it's just like, dude, what do we call this? And I was like, I'll think of something, you know. And then it's like, okay, we're gonna film this. I'm like, okay, cool. And then it's like, dude, how are you gonna address me, you know? And I was like, I don't know, man. Dude, Mitt, you know. And so like that's how like he was named, you know. And then like it is kind of like Pee Wee Herman, where like it's because like I'm very bad at giving something a name, you know. So I just call it what it is, and it's like, oh, hello, thingy, you know, or like, hello, the peanut butter guy, Jerry, okay, cool, And it's so I'm pretty uncreative when it comes down to like naming things, and it's because like I just like things that are like really obvious. You know, it's like fun to me.
The
When
humor comes from that, from the
yeah,
obvious. Yeah.
yes, because it's very obvious. It's like very obvious that like this is not a real thing. There's someone underneath the table wiggling this around. You know, this is not a flame. You know, it's a glove with flame cutouts on it. You know, it's like this is clearly a cardboard box that we painted. You know, and glued some chopstick handles onto and painted it. You know, like we're just like polishing a turds. You know, it's like they say you can't polish a turd. You know, but that's what we do with the show. We work with garbage. And then we polish it and we make it look as nice as we can.
Shiny and new.
Yeah, shiny.
Avantgarde.
Avantgarde.
Avantgarde. Any other questions? Yes. 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 Yes.
What kind of projects would you guys ideally like to be working on if there weren't any other constraints?
Oh, Anisha?
Well, I'm actually taking my time off right now since we just finished shooting our last episode a week ago to work on my album.
How about that plug?
Wow.
How about that?
We'll see.
Take that to the bank. So what is the album? Is it porn?
Well, maybe, no. It's gonna be kind of a fusion thing with Indian music influences, but I really like folky pop. Like I love Regina Spektor because she plays the piano and sings. So it'll be kind of like that style with some Indian influences to it. That's
Cool.
what I'm working towards right now.
Alright. And Ali?
I just want my talk show.
So that's what you want more than being on a TV on a say a comedy show like a single camera or
Yeah,
you want
like
a
I'd love
talk
to
show.
do like little, I mean, I'd love to do like little parts in 30 Rock or something to just kind of,
just for fun.
Just for fun.
Just
like
for
those
but you want to
shows
have your
those shows are
anchor as
great.
being a talk show.
Yes, and I would, love to have like funny small parts in movies or something. I don't have like a huge itching to, be a lead in like every comedy film or something like that. But yeah, I would like to just be myself and like not even play myself, but I would like to just be myself in a talk show.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you thinking more like a daytime or a nighttime or
Probably like a late night.
late night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
just-
Raunchy.
Yeah.
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 And you too?
I wanna write and direct a horror movie, and then I
That'd be fucking awesome. So crazy.
and then I wanna.
I want to be in it. That'd be awesome.
Me too.
I'll be the box with
I
the
need-
chopsticks.
I'll get your
Thank
phone
you.
numbers before I go.
Yeah.
But that's like a big thing I wanted to do. Hopefully this summer. I'm pretty good at like self-producing things, and like
Yeah.
doing things like that. So I'm lucky that I don't give a shit how much things cost. Like I'll figure it out and just get it done.
If I had all the money in the world, I would fund your brain.
Yeah, and I want to write a cookbook and write a comic book and do write maybe a play and a musical, and I want to do a lot of stuff, so I want to be able to keep doing that for as long as I can.
Right. It's create, make. Any other questions? No. Well, okay then. I just want to say thank you so much to you guys for coming out. Thank you. It was wonderful, hilarious being with you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed the festival. There are some amazing films out there right now. And it's wonderful to see that the community is coming out to support, initiatives such as this film festival and this panel, because it's important that, we invest in our own community. So I just want to say that. Hats off to you guys, all right?
Yay.
All right, have a good day.
Please nobody post any video on YouTube. Thank you very much. Just to me. I would appreciate that. Thank you.